Reshma, you can also do that, right? Yes. Yes, I approved it. Cool. In the last session, we have seen how to load the data from Excel file into SQL Server and how to connect to SQL Server from Power BI desktop and how to load the data from the SQL Server table into Power BI desktop. We have seen it. Now, that one we have not seen, right? I will just show you again, but I have shown you in the last session. Okay, look here, I have opened that same file here, A2 SQL Server sheet, and here query 1, query 2 and all I have shown it. Yeah, table I did not load it, correct. Yeah, query 1 and query 2. Anyhow, don't worry, we will load the table from SQL Server. How to load the table from SQL Server into our Power BI desktop. Look here, I just expanded it. This one, and yeah, I have seen it, right? Correct. Retail DM and the tables. So these are the tables are already available. DIM category, DIM location, DIM product. These three tables are available, and plus sales fact table is also available. And I just go ahead and click on the connect here and select the database engine, and then I'm going to copy this SQL Server name, and I go to the get data, click on SQL Server. Yeah, look here, SQL Server is sales W04. I've shown it to you. Today we will take that tables also. Retail DM. Retail DM. Yeah, retail DM here. And so here we have two options here as part of connectivity mode, import and direct query mode. What what I'm going to do is so that I'm going to select the import mode and I hit the OK button. Again, as usual, it will open up the preview window. So in this case, what will happen is it will show the tables that are available in that database, retail DM. I just mentioned the database name, but inside the database, we have so many tables. What I do is I just select the category dimension table, location dimension table. These two tables I just select, and then I select a product dimension also. Three tables. Okay, I'm going to hit the load button. So why, Reshma, you don't have these three Excel files? Okay, don't worry, I will share it. I will share it, okay? Yes, I will share it. Guji, good that you joined, okay. Did our people send any notification to you? Good that you joined. Okay, fine. Yeah. So all these tables got loaded, import mode. And I just click on the table view. And here you can find the tables like a location dimension. You click on it. These are the data that are available in our SQL Server, DIM location table. We have imported that table, DIM location, from the SQL Server. Look at DIM location. I just right click on it and then I just click on the select top 1000 rows in the SQL Server, SSMS. Okay. It will show all these records only. Look here, select top 1000 location, DIM location, key location, right? These are the records, 8 records, whatever you see it, you can see it here. 2, 4, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8 records. Here also we have 8 records or 8 rows. Yes, whatever is there. It's something like, you see, this is something like your shop. You sell your products in your shop. The same products you kept it in your home, the duplicate. Okay. So whenever you go home, you take all the 8 products and then you put it in your or same products you keep it in your house also, so that those customers visit your shop, they can buy these 8 products, or if they visit your house they can also buy the same product. It's something like you keep these same products which you sell it in both your shop and home, right? This is a hidden duplicate. Okay, but anyhow, if you have the data locally available in your Power BI desktop, the performance will be pretty faster. But again, there is a caveat here. Okay, so if the volume of the data are too high, then import is not helpful. That is when we have another option called direct query mode. I just click on the SQL Server. I just put this here. And as you look at direct query mode, already selected, I just hit the OK button. But this time I did not specify the database name. Mistakenly, I did not specify it. If you don't specify it, no problem. It will display all the databases that are available in SQL Server. We are interested in retail DM database. Click on this icon next to that. Now we can see that. Now what I do is I'm going to select the sales fact table. Guys, remember in the real world scenario, most of the time we use direct query mode only for the fact tables. But there are some aggregated fact tables. For that, we don't have to use the direct query mode because the volume of the data are less there. Okay, in that case, we don't have to choose direct query mode. Okay, but most of the time, in the case of fact table, the table that ends with or start with fact, we use direct query mode. Direct query mode. Okay. The reason is it will not import the entire data locally in your laptop or in your Power BI desktop. For example, the sales fact table contains 1 million records. What will happen? Or let's say 5 lakh records, 500,000 records. What will happen? Entire 500,000 records will get loaded in your local laptop or in your local Power BI desktop. Same as you sell 500,000, 5 lakh products in your shop. The same 500,000 products, if you try to sell it in your home, what will happen? You need that much space available in your house. Okay. So in that case, what we are doing is we are just using the direct query mode. Since you know it's something like when the customers visit your house to buy any one of the products, right? What you do is you direct them. Okay, hey, this is where my shop is there. You go and buy it from there. Right? The same thing is happening here. And now I just click. Oh, wait. I just push this up, and this is my table view. And if I go and select the sales fact table, nothing is there. You can see that this. You can see this message. This table cannot be shown because it is not in import mode. It is in direct query mode. So that's what I mentioned, direct query mode. So direct query mode, the data will not be loaded in your laptop or in your Power BI desktop. Similar to that, right? In the same story, you don't store all the 5 lakh products in your house because the number of products are too high. The number of products are less. Yes, you can keep it at your home also. If the number of products are too high, you cannot keep it at your home. Rather, what you do is you keep a menu. If somebody visits your house, right? So you keep a menu. Hey, these are the products we sell it, man. So what they do, I need, randomly these 3 products. When they select it, what you do is you call your shop people, right? This is your shop. You call your shop people. You make a call and then you tell them, hey, these 3 products, only you send it to me. Customer is waiting here because they cannot come to our shop. You call your staffs and then ask them to bring it to your home and then give it to your customers. Something like this. The same way the SQL server the direct query mode works. This is your Power BI desktop. This is your SQL server. And in our case, we have loaded the sales fact table metadata only. So in the direct query mode, what is happening is the Power BI will generate the SQL query. For example, select customer name, something like that, customer name, or in a product name. Select product name, and sum of quantity. Okay, and then from sales fact table, group by product name. So what will happen is it will send this query. Instead of loading the data here locally, the Power BI desktop will generate this query and then it will send it to the SQL server. This query will get executed. Only the output of this query will be sent back to your Power BI desktop. For example, you sell 1 million products, okay? But though you, let's say you have 1 million transactions happen, But end of the day, you sell only 8 products only. You just think that way, okay? You sell only 8 products, but 1 million transactions happen. That means, let's product A is an hammam soap purchased by, for hammam soap, you generated 1,000 invoices, right? All the 1,000 invoices related to hammam soap, it will sum the quantity, and then you say, hammam soap, at least 1,000 items we sold, and Horlicks in total we sold, let's say 800 units, and 1, 2, 3, likewise 8 products. So end of the day, only the 8 products total units sold will be sent back from your SQL server to your Power BI desktop. Even though you have 1 million transactions happened, which consists of last 1 year data, 1 year data, you have 1 year, in the last 1 year, 1 million orders you received it. Not all these orders are having only the 8 products only. Okay. For the sake of simplicity, I just took this example. Only 8 products, you just sell it. Okay. You just think that way. But 8 products, you sold it, so same day, probably 20 customers, they ordered Horlicks. Or, the same day, let's say you gave some attractive advertisement. If you, let's say in the Instagram, you gave an ad, right? So we are, sorry, if you use our cosmetic product, you will become very fair within 20 days. The sales is, the number of orders are very high. Everyone started ordering it. They say, you are getting 20,000 orders, right? But you sell end of the day 8 products. But for each product, you have, let's say 10,000, 20,000 transactions happen. But there are some cases, more number of orders also you received it. In total, you received 1 million orders. Okay, but different customers. Okay, same product, but different customers. Okay. So what will happen is, end of the day, I sell only 8 products. Each product give me the, out of the total 1 million record, how many units we sold in each product. That is what you needed. So this query will do the trick. So Power BI desktop will generate this query and send it to the SQL server, and it will tell, say, this is your job. You compute this one, execute this one, send the output. Only the 8 records, total units sold to my Power BI desktop. That's all. So the data resides in your SQL server. The data resides in SQL server. But Power BI desktop, though we have connected to the SQL server on the sales fact table, and when we selected these 2 tables in a visual, what will happen is generates a query, and then it sends it back to your SQL server, and then it will execute. The query will get executed. Only the output of this one, only 8 records. Remember one thing: 1 million records. Even though I have it here, only 8. The output generated by this query is just 8 records. So sending 8 records back to Power BI desktop will not take much time, rather than sending the entire 1 million records, right? Sending 8 records will not take much time. So this is the smart way of leveraging the direct query mode. So you understood the scenario here, right? So all we need is, I just draw it correctly here so that you will not get confused. See, Power BI desktop, in the case of direct query mode, what it does is, 1 second. In the case of direct query mode, 1 second, yeah. So the SQL query will get generated. It will send an SQL query. It will send an SQL query. Okay, it will send an SQL query to your SQL server. So this is your SQL server, right? This is your SQL server. The table name in this case, for example, sales fact table, because this table contains 1 million records. Hence, it is not worthwhile importing it into your Power BI desktop. It takes longer time. Hence, what we are doing is, Power BI desktop, what it does is generates the SQL query. And then it sends the SQL query to the SQL server. And then this query executes against this table. The output of this table only returns 8 records. The previous example I showed, right? Because you sell only 8 products. Each product, how much units you sold in total, only that one you needed. So here it will be pretty faster, right? So So the query will be sent from here to here, and then the output of the query is just 8 records. Instead of, you just imagine if you import 1 million records, or let's, you have 101 million records are there. 101 million records. Practically, it is not possible to load it in a local Power BI. It takes a lot of time, network bandwidth, everything. All I need is the query has to do some kind of aggregation, send the total units sold for the 8 records. Irrespective of the number of transactions, we sell only 8 products, right? For example, Amam soap, 100 products, today I sent. And yesterday, Amam soap, 1,000 products across India, right? We sold it. And again, day before yesterday, 2,500. Likewise, my transaction is 100 million records. So end of the day, it has to give me Hammam soap, how many units, add these these things, and then give it to me. So that is what is happening behind the scene. The query will get executed, and then the query does this computation. Okay, and then it'll send, like Hammam soap and Horlicks Boost, and then you sell only 1, 2, 3, and again Boost. Okay, and then you have something else called protein powder, right? So protein X, and also you have something like iron box. You sell multiple type of product, and then mobile charger, right? So only 3, 6, 7, 8. Some other product like Colgate toothpaste, and then what else? You have something else called let's say you sell only tomato. Okay, total 8 products only you sell it. But if I sell tomato, that doesn't mean only one record will be there. This is my order table, right? So same day, 100 people would have ordered tomato. Right? So 100 people ordered. Each people how many kgs they ordered it. Okay, and then add all the 100 orders, tomatoes, total number of kgs you sold, right? That is what we need. So 8 products only. The aggregation of 8 products only will be sent back to your Power BI desktop. Hope you understood. So this is also called as a query folding. Query folding. This is also called as a query folding. Okay. But there are some cases the direct query mode will not work. Okay, will not work. But actually, what is happening in the case of direct query mode? The data resides in your SQL Server only. It is not loading the same data into your Power BI desktop, unlike your import mode. But what happens actually here is you have the metadata gets stored here. What do you mean by metadata? The table name and then the column name. It's something like a menu. Menu is something like metadata, isn't it? So only menu is all the columns and the table name and then relationship also. So the relationship you can find it here. Okay, and if you click on the model view, you will find that these are called, this is where we create the lines and all that. We will see it later. Don't worry. Okay. The interview, when they ask you, what do you mean by metadata? Metadata is data about data. Okay, data about data is called your metadata. So your sales fact table in this case is the metadata because here we did not load the data. Rather than we have loaded the column names and then only the table name. So what the column names are also called as a data. It gives me a context to my data. If I say 8, so what you will ask me, what is 8? Is this a quantity or is that a price? What the hell is this, right? So what if I say along with the 8, if I specify quantity, now you get a context. Oh, quantity, 8 is nothing but quantity, units sold. So that quantity is also a data that gives a description about my data 8, right? So data about data. So metadata is nothing but data about data, okay? So it gives the context to my data, which one the metadata, okay? So now you understood what is query folding, what is metadata, and what is direct query mode. Direct query mode, query folding is happening. Only in the import mode, the data gets loaded here. This is what you have seen it in the last session. Next one is, we have seen how to execute the query from the SQL, sorry, from the Power BI desktop. Okay, for example, if you want to execute a SQL query from the Power BI desktop, yes, that is possible. That is what we have seen it. And is there any possibility that if I can execute a stored procedure? Okay, again, I'm going to connect to this SQL Server database and then the database name. So now the question, though it is optional, why should I enter the database name? So that, it need not to show all the databases, right? Which is not required because our intention is want to work only with this database. And I selected import mode and then I just got the advanced option. What I will do is I just go to the SQL Server and then here, I'm going to write a query here. Sorry, stored procedure. We have something called stored procedure. So it is too early to understand what is stored procedure because you should be knowing the SQL background. Any of the SQL part, when I cover it, right, I'll cover everything step by step, what is stored procedure, everything. At this moment, you just see what I am doing. That's all. Okay. If you don't understand, yes, it is reasonable. You cannot understand because and here I say, for example, get sales data. Get sales. This is my stored procedure. Which one? The get sales data is the stored procedure. The blue colored ones are reserved word. That's the syntax. Okay. As begin. Okay. Begin. Create procedure. Procedure name. Sorry, you don't have. You're not supposed to give space. Okay. And as begin. And I just say the next line. Okay. So you just put end here. Okay. This end. Okay. So there is a begin and end here in the case of stored procedures. So why we are using stored procedures? For example, if you wanted to perform the same task again and again, the repetition of the task, what you do is you create it as a stored procedure. It's something like you want to prepare your chicken fry. So what you do is you buy the Shakti masala, right? So there all the ingredients they already mixed it. Okay. If you want to prepare, your favorite chicken dish, in a week, or every alternative days, you prepare chicken thing, right? At your home. So in that case, you don't have to mix all the ingredients repeatedly. So you buy the ready-made masala packet. So that masala packet contains all the ingredients mixed with proper ratio. Okay. Since the taste will remain same, you don't have to prepare the masala on a daily basis. If you have to do it at your home manually, right? It requires daily you need to every alternate day you need to do that. So it's something like ready mix. You just think that, okay? Now what I do is I just say set. Okay, this one not required. I will select the same. See, what I do is we are writing a query inside the storage procedure. That's all. Okay, here what I do is okay, let me just see the sales fact. 1 second here. I just click on this one so that I can see the column names. And then here also not this one. And I'm going to use location dimension. Okay, and the column key, location key, and here location key. So whenever you want to join more than one data set or table in the SQL Server, you need to look at the common keys existing between the tables. Location key and location key, these two columns are common between these two tables. With this only we can join these two tables. Okay. So what I do is I just write a query, select L dot location name sorry, L dot location name, comma, for example, in this table, sales fact table, I have something like yeah, otherwise I will do one thing. I'll use product dimension table, okay? Because product name only we took the example. Here product ID is the column available in the product dimension, and here product ID is there. Yes. So instead of this one, I just use the product ID thing. P dot product name, right? Yes. Comma, sum of, or I will simply say no, yes dot SF, sales fact short form is SF. And then I just scroll down. What is the name for yeah, quantity? The column name is quantity. Each product, how many units we sold it. Or the quantity, what are the quantity each product that we received it from which table? These columns are available in which table? Product dim product dimension table. Look here, you don't have to type the entire column, entire table name. That is called code completion feature. Okay, that is the code completion feature. And for example, sales fact is another table. Look here, I just typed only SCA. The list box is displaying here. I just click on it. That's all. It saves my time. As SF. Okay, and and then the where class. What I am going to do is I am going to where the P dot. Sorry, the P dot. Sorry. P dot product ID. Look here, even for this, it displays the drop down automatically, and SF dot, and here also product ID. Okay, that's all. So this is a simple stored procedure. I just wrote it here. So I'm going to execute this, and I select all the things. Look here, can you see execute button here? Click on that. Now the stored project got created. No error. Commands completed successfully. Very good. So how do I now I have created this query, right? What I do is the stored procedure. I created this stored procedure. What I do is I will ask my developers. Let's say you are the project leader. You create a stored procedure. All you do is you tell your team member, hey, I have created a stored procedure. All you need to just call the stored procedure. You don't have to write the entire query man, right? That's all. It saves a lot of time, isn't it? Whenever they want to see the quantity, all they need to do is just type this command, right? So the 1 second. Execute get sales data. If I execute this one, look here, each product, what are the units that we sold it? So the coffee and tea, all the things. So let's say you are the project leader. So how many number of tables you need. See, in this example, we just use 2 tables. And then we join these 2 tables using the common column between these 2 tables. What are the common columns between these 2 tables exist? Product ID. Okay. So what is the P and the SF? This is a alias, short name for your table name. 1 second. Hello. Give me a record. Okay. So this is the one. Okay, the stored procedure name, and these are the products. These are the tables we joined it, right? See, why do I need to join these 2 tables? Because in the product dimension table, we only have the product name available, whereas in the sales fact table, I don't have the product name available. But the product ID is available in these 2 columns. By joining these 2 tables, I can get the product name and the corresponding quantity from my sales fact table. Okay. And look here, execute sales data. When you execute this one, this storage is getting executed. So now, as a project leader or the tech lead, you have created this stored procedure. I'm a developer. I don't have the headache of recreating this again from the scratch. What I do is from my project leader, I came to know all I need to do is call the stored procedure. So this is nothing but my stored procedure, right? When I execute this one, the internal query will get executed. The output you can see it here. Okay. So now we create a stored procedure and how to call the stored procedure, how to execute this procedure. We have seen it. This blue color was the wizard word, exec get sales data. Okay. So now what I do is I just right click on it and copy this and then go back to my Power BI desktop. Is there any way can I execute a stored procedure from my Power BI desktop? See, in the real time scenario, what will happen in the real world project? Your project leader, team leader, or customer will say, hey, this is the storage procedure already available, but you will not have access to SQL Server at all or SSMS and all. Okay. So all you need just execute the storage procedure from your Power BI desktop. The output will get stored here. This query, this stored procedure will get executed. The output of the query will get stored in your Power BI desktop and then use the data to create a report. Okay. Your job is just to call the stored procedure. This one was created by someone else. Okay. I'm going to hit OK. Let us see what happens. The output of the query, whatever we have seen it there, the same thing you can see it here. Okay, and I'm going to hit load button. Let's see what happens. Query 3. Okay, query 3 is my stored procedure. Look, okay. I just go to my table view. And then here, what I do is I go to the query 4. Query 3, yeah. This is not query 4, query 3. Okay, query 3 is product name, quantity. Whatever you see, the same thing you can see it is a coffee, 2 and all. But how many number of records are 130, 184 rows are there? Here also you can see the 184 rows. This is how you can execute the stored procedure from your Power BI desktop. You might be asking this question, when I can create the stored procedure from the SQL Server itself. Okay, here itself I create a stored procedure, here itself I can execute the stored procedure. Why the hell should I execute the stored procedure from my Power BI? Because security reasons. You are a developer. They will not, sometimes they will not give you access to the SQL Server SSMS. Okay. So all you need to do is just, ask the customer, hey, what is the stored procedure name? They'll tell you this is the stored procedure name. So you need to execute the stored procedure. So in that case, go to the get data, click on the SQL Server, give the connection detail, everything. And that's all. Your, sir, not this one, the SQL Server name. And then the advanced option, you need to use the exact that source name. That's all. Got it? But that, what is the advantage of this one? You have a secure improved security, but here, we have joined two tables. And sometimes, most of the time, what we do is using stored procedure, we implement all the complex logic. See, it's something like that. Yeah, if I give you a car, let's say you know how to drive the car. Okay, if I give a key to the car, you can drive it. But inside the car, we have many spare parts, many parts are there. How the engine works, how the clutch works, how the brake works. When you apply the brake, what are the parts that works inside? You don't have to know the internals, right? All you need to know is how to drive a car. That's all. Your life is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about how the internal things are working. Same way, there are some cases we may have to implement the complex logic inside the stored procedure. Let's say as a tech leader or an architect, I wrote a complex SQL query by implementing all the complex business logic, everything, because that is one of the requirements from the customers. They want to join multiple tables, do aggregation, group by everything, and then find out the top 20 or top 20, fifth or top 10 sales records, right? Top 10 sales related record. They want to see it. All the logic I implemented it. Okay. Something like car manufactured it. Okay. The story is something like manufactured car. You don't have to know the internals of the car. That's all. All you need to do is the car name, how to drive the car. Exact is something like driving a car. And which car? The exact, in our case, get sales data. Are you able to understand? That is how it works. Got it? That is how it works. Fine. Okay. So now you can execute the code. So now the question is, okay, what is so big deal in this? Yeah, because you are joining two tables. Whenever you want to see how many number of products, what are the product, the transaction level, you can see it. But the next question is, how do I, do the sum here? I don't want to see the each and every product. Then what you do is you can use sum here. Total number of units. So sum of P dot product name. So now I have used something else called group by. Look here in addition to where class, I've used group by. So it will give me now the total number of the units sold in each product. Instead of repeating coffee, it will display only coffee one time. So all the coffee related quantity will, so 2 plus 2 is 4, right? So only one record will be displayed. Along with it, it gives me the sum of units sold in each quantity. Okay. So get sales, let's say, AGG data. I first execute the store project to see, if the syntax, everything is correct, should not create any error. Execute it. There is some error here. It's okay. Here, the group by p dot product name, correct only, right? Incorrect syntax near product space name. Uh, no, AGG only, not egg. Okay. So this is the stored project. Get sales AGG data. Sales AGG data. We will. I just paste it here. Same thing. It's correct only. But okay, there is some get sales AGG. Could not find stored project. Okay. This project stored project was not created by. Line 6. Operand type n varchar is invalid for some operator. Okay, in this case, quantity. See, look here, the quantity got stored as a character data type. That is the reason why it is throwing error. So ideally, it's supposed to be a quantity. It should be float or integer. Unfortunately, it got stored as a character data due to some data issues. What I will do is instead of quantity, we will use sales amount. Okay, look here, the sales amount is dot sales amount. Now, if I execute this one, it will work. Line level 15 and line 18. Line 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Product P. Okay. What I will do is I'll just use as is a- so as keyword. Okay, the contact near the lim product. So you don't need as also SF is enough. Three dot product name and simple technique is I just show you that one. Incorrect syntax near P. Mm, here, okay. Here we have some tools menu, and the tools menu, you have something called options. The options, window, text editor. There is a text editor, and here what I am going to do is I'm going to select general line numbers. You have something called the general. Can you see line numbers here? Automatic delimiter. Line numbers is no line numbers are not available. Plain text general. Word wrap enable. The line numbers. Like a plain text. If I give line numbers, display the line numbers also here, right? Okay. I just simply say go here, so that it is not giving me the line number also. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just copy this. So now we have the luxury, we have the chat GPT, right? Just go to the chat GPT. It gives you the bidding error in this stored procedure. Just copy paste that query, right? Stored procedure, and then you just click on this one. How many of you started using chat GPT? Now deep seek is gained a lot of popularity. Missing closing bracket, old of style join. Instead of look here, it gives me the correct thing here. Okay, group by and yeah, here here I should have mentioned about this semicolon. That is what it says. Dim product P and sum of as total sales. That is fine. And SF one, okay. Okay, what I'll do is, this is the older way of writing the SQL query. Okay, and it should still work. Okay, added missing closing bracket. Product name, everything we mentioned it correctly only. Where is he? What is he saying there? So what is the problem to try executing query? So here you can give you the command issues in your query, missing closing bracket in sum. Look here in the sum, I did not, sum is a function, right? I did not specify the closing bracket. That's why if you don't, if you have a, if you don't specify the, if you have any syntax mistake, look here, that's why it is showing underlined everything in red color. That means, something wrong. Here I did not mention the closed parenthesis. That's the problem here. Okay, and here, and then I just select this one and then execute this one. Look here, now it got executed successfully. Now you learn how to leverage the chat GPT also, okay? But you can get the help and make sure that, where he figured out, where he spotted the error, okay? And then fix it. Okay, this is how it works. Simply don't copy paste. That's why I did not copy paste it. If you copy paste it, you will not learn anything. But understand, where you made a mistake. Here I forgot to put the closed parenthesis. Sum is a function followed by that open parenthesis, closed parenthesis. Whenever you use the open, you need to close that, right? Something like that. It's something like, after you cooked your food, you have to close it. Something like that. Some function is something like sum is a function, hence you need to use the close. Now it is working fine. I just execute this thing here. Now you can see that cashew nut, each item. Coffee, where is coffee? Coffee, you can see 400 units, right? Instead of, but again, what I do is I just give some alias, because if you use some function, end of the day, it'll not give any name to your column name. So what you do is something like alias, total sales. Okay, what if I execute this one, it will throw an error because this stored procedure is already existing. It will throw in the procedure. This already exists. What I'll do is, since I made a change, right? I need to recreate drop procedure name. got dropped. And now I'm going to do this one again. Got executed. So everything is working fine. Look here, total says the column name. Meaningful column name we have given. You can give whatever the name that you need, followed by as. What is as is an alias. It's something like, at least, some person name is Rajendra, Rajashekara Babu, but the short name, alias is Babu. They use Babu only. This is a shortcut name for this one, okay? Similarly, here also, I've used P and SF. This is an alias for P is nothing but dim product. Otherwise, what will happen? You need to type the entire table name, dim product, and the sales fact. Instead, you just, they use the short name, the alias. So, guys, don't worry about this stored procedure. Just for the sake of continuation, I'm just, covering this one now. This one I will cover it step by step when I teach you the SQL Server topic. Okay. Okay, now we are done. I go to the Power BI desktop. Now we are going to see whether the same query is working fine in the import mode as well as in the direct query mode. Okay. And then what is the stored procedure? Sorry, the server name. Click on the connect. What you do is you pause the video and then you can practice it step by step. But don't understand that. Don't try to understand the meaning of this one. Okay, it will drive you crazy. Okay, that's all, guys. I'm going to hit OK now. Query 4 will get you because query 1, query 2, query 3. The default name starts with query. Okay, look here, only this many number of records are because we sell only how many products? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 items only we sell it. It gives me for each record only one product name. But each record, how many units or how much total sales unit it gives us, right? That is what that stored procedure does. It is not giving me the transaction level data. Each order, how many units, right? Syntax near, there is some syntax issue here, okay? Microsoft SQL incorrect syntax error. So what we do is we'll put the same thing in the Power BI desktop, sorry, the chat GPT and see what is that. So with this, you can improve your productivity. Okay, and when I execute the above via Power BI desktop, I'm getting this error. Google is no need to search it in Google. But even after giving, whatever the solutions given by him, if it is not working, what you do, right? You can, this is another way of doing it. Okay. Later, you are using Power Query Editor, advanced editor. You can use this one option. He is giving it. This way you can call the stored procedure. Okay. Alternative approach. First step, second step, home, get data, SQL Server, advanced option, execute, get sales, aggregated data. Okay, the only reason is the semicolon should have been mentioned. That is what he says. The older version, it was working fine. The only in the latest version, it's not working. Okay, let me do one thing. I just maybe semicolon, due to semicolon, it's not working. Click on this database engine. I just select this, go back to my Power BI desktop and retail DM, and I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit load. By loading only we got an yeah, the only issue was with the semicolon. I should have mentioned the semicolon. Yes, semicolon was missing. See, Chat GPT, how it helped you. Instead of using Chat GPT, had you tried the same thing in say the Google, right? So many sites are there, but end of the day, majority of the sites they will not give you the correct answer. Okay, apply changes. But again, it gives me the same error here. Query 2, yeah, query 5 got executed. So that's what it says, right? Okay, query 4. What the hell query 4 is all about? I just go here and then I just say query 5. Sorry, here, query 5. Yeah, query 5, it gives me everything, right? Query 4 only having some issues. I'm going to yeah, previously remember, previously without using the semicolon, I gave that thing, right? That is the one causing problem when I apply changes. Now we fixed it in the query 5. Query 5, what we did? Get store, sorry, execute stored procedure followed with that semicolon. That is what we did it, right? But this is the one still causing that issue. So, right. So in that case, yeah, I just use query 5 only, and I'm going to say here. Discard changes, it will not query 4. Look here, only query 4, it is going to discard it. Because query 4, I did not specify the semicolon followed by the stored procedure name. So I discarded it here. Still, it takes time. Discard, apply changes. So it's still the same issue. Once you make a mistake, I think, yeah, the PowerPoint, Power BI desktop, what I have is the older one, okay? And this is not discarding it. This is one of the bugs in the Power BI. Okay, let me go to the transform data. I just try to remove the transform data here. Very good. 1 second. I just go to the query 4. Query 4 also it is working fine. And I just delete this one. Because query 5 is the correct one. Okay. And I just save. So these are the bugs from Power BI desktop. Okay. I executed the other stored procedure without using this in the semicolon, right? At the end of it, it was working fine. But when I use the sum function in my stored procedure, when I try to execute the same stored procedure with the same approach, it was not working fine. Followed by the stored procedure name, I execute stored procedure name, and then semicolon, I mentioned it is working fine. How to troubleshoot that? This is how you can troubleshoot it. In case, when you click on the discard data, it was showing the wrong query, right? When I clicked on discard, it was not discarding it. The only option is go to the transform data, click on the transform data. This is what your Power Query data, and go to the query which caused the problem. So I just select the query for, and then I right clicked on it, and then I deleted it. And then I clicked on file, close and apply. It worked fine. This is how you can fix it. You should be good at troubleshooting. It requires, common sense. That's all. Okay. Now we'll try the same thing. I just got the get data on SQL Server. This time we'll try with directory. We'll see what is happening. Okay, this is the one is for this, and I'm going to go here and select the copy thing, and then I'm going to use the semicolon here, and then the retail DM. The query, so this stored project should get executed, supposed to get executed without any error, and the data should not get loaded here locally, right? Hmm. Only the metadata should be there. I just hit the OK button. Let's see what happens. Preview window is okay. When I hit the load button, it should work. See, still that I don't know why the query 4 is coming to picture again. And there is some bug here. I will go here, transform data. See, query 4 is not at all there, right? So there is a bug here. We need to inform it to Power BI Desktop Microsoft. If there is a bug in your code mail, save. It's not the problem itself. The problem is with them, right? Okay, now it is working fine. Yeah, all I need is I just want to check that one, but unfortunately I was not able to execute that one. Direct query mode and execute aggregated, this one. And then here, okay, hit okay. See, query 4, actually query 6 should come here, but still it is searching the query 4 only. Incorrect syntax near exec. Okay. Discord changes. Discord query 4. Okay, I just press Control S. Control S to save your report file. I think I mentioned about, yeah, I did not specify the semicolon, right? Yes. Maybe because of that, it is causing that issue. Semicolon, retail DM. But you need to be very cautious when you work with the real-time scenario because the volume of data are very, very huge. Here, since we have less number of records, see again query 4, it is something wrong with the application. Other thing, right? When you use sum and all, it is not working with your Power BI desktop. Direct query mode. Okay, with direct query mode, the sum is the point. What I'm trying to make is, you can import a table from your SQL Server into your Power BI desktop using import mode. When you use a direct query mode to load a table data into your Power BI desktop, only the metadata will get loaded here. Fine, that is what we understood. And the third one is, in the last session we have seen how to execute the stored procedure, sorry, SQL query from your Power BI desktop. That is also possible. And now today we have seen how to execute a stored procedure from the Power BI desktop. Okay, but when I use sum function, right, it is not working. When I use sum inside the stored procedure, and when I try to execute that stored procedure using direct query mode, it is not working. Whereas the same thing is working well with the import mode. That one may be, due to some limitations with the Power BI desktop, especially when it comes to direct query mode. The direct query mode, there is a limitation. That is what you need to remember. Okay, it will not work. But if I use import mode, it works, right? The same thing, it works. But whereas the same thing, when I tried with the direct query mode, it is not working because it has limitations. You cannot perform group by all the things. To validate that, I just, select, only this query, instead of, executing as a stored procedure, connect to the SQL server. I just paste it here and then I'm going to go here and I'm going to, this is a little bit advanced the way how I do it now. You need to pause it and play, all the scenarios. So the direct query mode, I'm going to try this query. And yeah, everything is fine. Preview is fine, but only when we load it, we are getting error. Look here, the query 4. Query 4 creating connection in model. Now it got loaded. But when I execute the same stored procedure, but when I put that same query inside the stored procedure, it was not working the direct query mode. But when instead of using a stored procedure, when I use the query itself, SQL query, it is working fine. Query 4. Yeah, it's a direct query mode since that query was not displayed. Okay, but how do I see the output? You can click on the table view, visual here. Okay, and then you just, sorry, not this one, query 4, right? Query 4, the product name, and then the total sales. You see here, even though it is a direct query mode, when you drag and drop the column, this one gets generated. So what happens is in this case, that query, whatever is submitted, whenever I drag and drop these two columns, the query will get generated. That will get sent to your SQL server. That query will get executed there, and then output of the query will be sent back here. That is what is happening. Okay, but here you cannot see it because security reasons. Because you are not loaded the data locally. Whenever you drag and drop the column from query 4 into your table visual, that time it generates that query will get executed behind the scene. Something like that, I'm eating my favorite dish. And I had my chicken biryani, followed by that I had my favorite butterscotch ice cream. That's all. inside my body, right? It goes through the esophagus, stomach, and then goes to the intestine. There it generates the juice to digest the food. Everything is taken care internally because that is what is happening behind the scene. So in this case, similar to that, right? In the case of direct query mode, what happens when you drag and drop the columns from that specific table, the direct query mode table, behind the scene, it generates the SQL query, it sends it to the SQL server, and the output of the query will be sent back to your Power BI desktop. This is what is happening behind the scene. Guys, please remember this. I just save this file. Now you understood the advanced part of the query, but but it's not very advanced one, okay? Because we explored various scenarios. Scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenarios. Okay, but same query, when I use it inside the stored page, it is not getting executed because of some limitations. So the takeaway is with import mode, you can, you have a lot of, the options are unlimited. Okay, the possibilities are unlimited with import mode, whereas with the direct query mode, you have limitations. That is what you need to keep in your mind. The interview, they'll ask you this kind of questions. So what limitations are there with the direct query mode? What is the difference between import mode and direct query mode? When can you use import and when can you use direct query mode? When you are not supposed to use import mode. Everything we discussed.